Hello, my dear, beautiful co-creators. I am so grateful to be with you in this moment. I am excited because I have a new situation here for hopefully a little bit better sound. I have these headphones, which are the third ones that I tried. I have an actual microphone. Look at all these. Look at all this. So fun. Um, and I am delighted to be sharing a link to an extraordinary article that is by someone named Sasha Chapin. And I'm going to include it in the description. And basically, it is the story of this individual's process towards self-acceptance and self-love. And what I really appreciate about it is that he goes through in great detail. So it's a bit long, but I really, really recommend reading the whole thing. He goes through in great detail how through many different modalities and working with many different people, slowly but surely, he unraveled this um, piece about when there are parts of us, parts of our experience, memories, or identities, or experiences, perceptions that we don't accept, we're unable to live in peace, right? Because our body knows that it cannot our body and our nervous system and our soul knows that we are one whole thing, right? And that hating a part of ourself is not like it is not possible in the sense of the wholeness. Okay. So there's a dissonance that is always going to be there when you are not accepting some part of yourself. So that dissonance is a dis-ease, right? It feels it's like we're off. It's like if we walked around like this, tilted to the side, we would be like, okay, something's weird. Like it would influence every single moment of every single day. Or you could imagine like if my glasses were like this, right? I would be like something is not. And no matter how nice an individual experience would be, it'd be affected by this. And I'd be like even I just did that. I have very powerful glasses, and that just made me nauseous. So that's a really good eh, eh, uh, eh, sorry, words. It's a really good physical representation of what it's like, that nausea of moving through a world when you are saying something that's not true to your soul. So anytime I say to myself, you are guilty or wrong or bad, my soul, which knows guilt is not possible, that we are absolutely innocent, and that there is nothing that we could do to separate us from divinity and the one and unconditional love, right? When my soul experiences me saying, you're a piece of shit for A, B, or C, and also when my soul experiences me saying that other person is a piece of shit for A, B, or C, my soul goes, nope, something's wrong, right? And my nervous system immediately, just like I got that nausea from my glasses being tilted, my nervous system via my subconscious, which is in direct communication with, is going to be like, nope, something's wrong. Right. So I am going to, let's say I get a perfect partner. I'm going to experience that through the lens of nausea and something's wrong. If I get a ideal job, if someone gives me $1 million to do a TED talk, right? I don't know how the TED talks work. If I don't know if you get paid, um, if someone gives me um 14 beautiful, perfect children and a mansion and what is my dream? A mango tree and an avocado tree with a hammock between them, and I can just reach and eat either in front of the ocean, right? If someone gives me all of that, I'm not going to be able to experience it as um, the bliss that it is, because I'm going to be seeing it through the filter of my soul saying something's wrong, and I'm going to be putting my nausea and my something's wrong on top of every single experience. That's why the more we try to change the circumstances, people, places, and things outside of ourselves, the more frustrating it gets, because we're like, well, I thought that was going to make me feel better, and I thought that was going to make me feel better, but none of that is what's making you feel wrong, right? Or worse, or not good. What's feeling not good, and of course, this is my opinion, but my experience is, and I love how this person beautifully lays out how this is what he comes to as well, is that the lack of acceptance or the judgment of self is what was creating the filter through which everything was hard. And when he did the work, which he did it through the body dialogue, he doesn't call it that, but I call it the body dialogue. And those of you who have worked with me have experienced me saying, okay, like, where's a sensation in your body? And then, someone maybe says some nausea, and then we say to the nausea, hey, tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us what you're here to share. And without fail, that sensation or that awareness in the body comes forward and says, I'm here to share this. And it's that, A, B, or C. Every time it's different, but it has something to share. And people experience significant release when they listen and love these parts of themselves. It is so very simple and so very accessible, but very we're not taught to do this, right? And a lot of people bring some, like, is it real? What am I doing? Some confusion or some hesitation or some embarrassment to it. It's easier with another person. Eventually you can learn how to do it with yourself. It's easier with um, if you don't have another person, like, to write it out. And this person in this article used several modalities, worked with um, a book called as Existential Kink, which I haven't read, but I just received. So I'll be reading that. A meditation that was recommended in there, and then used work with a individual clinician who sounds like uses IFS in a similar way that I do, and the body dialogue in a very similar way that I do. And then had an LSD experience and did the body dialogue on LSD, and then had a MDMA experience and did the body dialogue on MDMA, and then continues moving forward to use the body dialogue to continue to unravel this. And I want to just read this primary part that I feel really captures where I'm at in my life, and sort of what is the underlying piece with all of this. So he says, I realized that perhaps the main effect of my self-loathing in my life had been to get in the way of how much love I could show other people. Before me, in my consciousness, in what felt like 50-foot tall neon letters, blinked the question, do you have the courage to be as loving as you can possibly be? And then he says, I am going to try to answer that question for the foreseeable future. I could not have put this into better words. So I am becoming very clear on that all of my self-loathing, all of my staying small, all of my I can't or I shouldn't or who am I, has been to try to hold me back from the expansive, limitless love that I am here to exchange with the universe. So when I do not have the courage to be as loving as I can possibly be, I am hoarding this love that I was endowed with as a creator, to be in natural exchange, reciprocal exchange with every other being here. So when I ask myself the question, do you have the courage to be as loving as you can possibly be, both of everything that's going on inside me and of everything that's going on outside of me? I accept the uh, purpose of creation, which is to be in a constant flow, a reciprocal exchange with all that is in ever expansiveness, right? That's my understanding of it. And as they have measured in like a physics way, everything is expanding constantly. Okay. The only thing is expansion, and there's no end in sight, right? And so I am a part of that. And so therefore I am in constant expansion as well. And when I do anything that constricts, when I say, don't share what you're learning, because maybe you're not qualified, maybe you're not entertaining, maybe you're not cool, maybe you're not A, B, or C. When I constrict by saying I can't have a lot of money because then I'm saying I'm better than other people, or how dare I have a lot of money because there are people who are starving, how dare I live in a beautiful, safe, comfortable home. I need to have something that's just kind of shitty, so that I can say that I'm not trying to be better than other people. When I do any of the constriction, I laugh because I'm in the middle of a fascinating experience with a home buying, and I have bought this house, and it is um, reflecting back to me my belief that I could only buy a shitty house. That first of all, I did not have the capacity to buy a house. Then I believed maybe I could just buy a condo. Then I believed I could buy a shitty house. And now I am shifting and allowing for recognizing, like, no, I want a fabulous house. I will receive the best house and the best contractor and the best electrician and the best plumber, because the expansion only serves, I mean the expansion is all that there is. So the constriction is the lie. So the expansion is what allows me to uh, expand and share the love that is being constantly funneled through me, and that it is the most selfish, the most greedy, the most disrespectful of anyone who's experiencing suffering, the most uh yeah, selfish, greedy, whatever. um uh what's that word that's the opposite of generous? I can't think of it. Hoarding, um the Scrooge thing. It is the most of that for me to say, um, I'm not good enough, and I'm not worthy, and I really, it's bad to live a beautiful, big, comfortable life. Um, that is me being hoarding the limitless expansion of love that is was designed to flow through me. Okay. This feels a little scary to share. Because I have not completely healed these parts of me. So there's still a part of me who's saying this is dangerous to say out loud. Um, but I would strongly offer um this article as an opportunity to look at this possibility. Okay. And as I may have mentioned, he used LSD and MDMA and recognizes in the article that these were supportive, like, shortcuts, so to speak. Um, and that is similar to how I experienced the SSP. I've never done LSD or MDMA or any psychedelic, but the SSP I put in that category. It's like a tool that can help make things maybe easier or shorter, but they're not necessary. So all of this can be done with the body dialogue, which I am going to include also the link to download the worksheet for the body dialogue, and the video where I explain the body dialogue. Let me write that down because I always forget what I say I'm going to link. Um, and I'm really curious, any comments that you are willing to share? I think it'll be so helpful for the community of people who have interacted with any of this, or who have any thoughts about this, or who have any stories to share about things that have shifted through the body dialogue. So I'm going to include the body dialogue, video and worksheet, and I'm going to include the article. And was there anything else? I'm also going to include the um, existential kink book, which I think is actually linked in the article, so I won't need to do that. But I'm going to read the last line of the article because I believe it is really true. So let me just get there. So, it says, if this is something you don't have, and Sasha calls it deep okayness, which I think is a fabulous phrase. If this is something you don't have and you want it, you can have it. It is possible. More than anything else written here, I want you to know this. And this is why I make these videos. This is why I do the sessions with clients. This is why I get up in the morning, really and truly, is because I have experienced this transformation and I'm still on the journey, right? This is what I'm going to be contemplating for the rest of my life, is this question of, do you have the courage to be as loving as you can possibly be? And I suffered so deeply when I was not understanding these concepts. And I want to offer it to as many people as possible. So if this resonates for you, if any of what resonates for you, I really appreciate you letting me know, sharing, subscribing, or making a comment, sharing your experiences. I love you so very much, and I'm so grateful for you, and so grateful to my beautiful client who shared this article. Thank you so much. Okay.